Welcome once again to We the People, a new birth of freedom. I really appreciate you stopping by. I just suggest that you share this with everyone you can, not because I'm the guy behind the camera. That's not what the significance is, but I believe in the content that I'm sharing with you. I believe in the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, and the Bill of Rights. I believe they stand as the crown jewels of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness on American soil. I made a video the other day and talked about billionaires. I want to follow up on that. Just been kind of chewing on that for a little bit. They tell us that we have 621 billionaires in the United States. The majority of those have a wealth somewhere between 10 and 40 billion. But I'm going to give you the names and the amounts of the most prominent billionaires in the United States and how much they're allegedly worth. I'm just quoting. So, Warren Buffett, over 82 billion. Jeff Bezos, 131 billion. Bill Gates, 106 billion. Mark Zuckerberg, 70 billion. Michael Bloomberg, 53 billion. Larry Ellison, 65 billion. Larry Page, 55 billion. Sergey Brin, 53 billion. Steve Ballmer, 51 billion. Jim Walton, 51 billion. Alice Walton, 51 billion. S. Robson Walton, 51 billion. Charles Koch, 41 billion. Julia Koch, 41 billion. Mackenzie Bezos, 36 billion. Those are some of the top dogs that's classified as billionaires. Now, this does not include the billionaires with a net worth of 10 to 40 billion dollars. The list is too long. You can look it up. This also doesn't include the multi-millionaires that range up to the 900 and something million dollars that have not yet breached the $1 billion threshold. So, there's three primary things that politicians love to do. They love to pass laws because they're attorneys. They love to pass regulations because it funds their bullshit programs for the most part. And what else do they love to do? Many of them love to tax the people. You can pretty much summarize their agendas in those three categories: laws, regulations, taxes. In doing so, the more laws, regulations, and taxes they can impose upon the American people, it erodes your lives, your liberty, and your pursuit of happiness. But that's all they know how to do, because, well, really, they can't figure out what else to do. They're not so motivated to work for you as they're elected to do so. So they just sit around and think of what kind of laws can I promote, what kind of regulations can we enact, and what can we tax the people because we need more money. Really? Okay. Anyway, my proposal is this, and I'm not jealous, I'm not greedy, I don't begrudge their wealth. I believe in capitalism. I believe you should make as much money as you want to in a free society, or as less money as you want to. However, I don't believe in making a career out of welfare if you don't have to. I realize there are some people with different handicaps, different issues in their life. They must depend on government programs. I'm not opposed to that. But those that just are downright plain lazy and make a career out of welfare, well, I'm not in support of you. I'm not for you. I don't even like what you're doing. I don't even have to like you. Nevertheless, there are those that need it. And I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the freedom to make as much money as you want to or as less money as you want to. Personally, I'm not motivated to become a millionaire or a billionaire. I have other motivations that propel me along in life that I feel are far more valuable than just money in the bank. So anyway, this is my proposal. All these billionaires get together and decide how much they could pool together to fund national health care in a fair and just way, which in doing so, if they actually funded national health care, then they could put a cap on the runaway horse of the medical field, because that's about the only occupation that you can go to and they just keep practicing on you. And every time they perform a practice on you, they keep charging you more money, or the insurance company more money, or Medicare or Medicaid more money. And if they're wrong, if they diagnose wrong, oh well, they get paid anyway. I don't know too many occupations out there like that. If you take your car to a mechanic, he doesn't fix it, you don't pay him more money because he made a mistake. About the only two occupations I know of, well, I'm gonna add a third one. About the only three occupations that I can think of right now, and there may be more. If you think of something else, leave it in the comments below. But the primary three occupations that operate according to you pay them, if they're wrong, they still get paid anyway, is doctors, politicians, and preachers. Think about it. Preachers can be wrong. They can lie all the time. The blind, gullible people continue to pay their tithe regardless. Unless a light turns on, they decide, hey, this guy's full of shit. Politicians, they're going to get paid whether they lied to you or not. Okay? They don't really care. They're going to get their paycheck anyway. And doctors. If their diagnosis is wrong, well, they're going to get paid anyway. So, with national health care, they can put a stop to that. You know what, doc? You're only going to make so much money a year because we're going to limit how many times you practice on the people. Let's get it right, okay? I realize we're all subject to human error, but let's get it right, okay? And if you don't know, make sure you know before you perform any further practice on the patient. I'm just suggesting here. But all these billionaires pool their money together, invest it somehow in these ways that only they know how to invest, and probably national health care could be funded off of the interest. I mean, let me read this to you. It is estimated the combined net worth of the U.S. billionaires is around $2.9 trillion. Can you wrap your head around that? I can't. $2.9 trillion. If they would just take half of their billions, if the millionaires would take half of their millions, pull it together, we could have national health care. In fact, we could probably pay off the national deficit. Again, like I said, I'm not against capitalism. I'm against greed, the evil, the corruption that promotes it, the cutthroat business of greed and corruption. Just a suggestion. But no, what the politicians want to do, they want to continue to make more laws, continue to make more regulations, and continue to tax the people that constantly erodes our lives, our liberty, and our pursuit of happiness. Well, we'll do my best not to put any more money in their bullshit agendas and their bullshit programs. I'm going to live as a free man. And I would just like these billionaires to listen to the words of John F. Kennedy, the immortal words of John F. Kennedy. He said, "Do not ask what your country can do for you, but ask what you can do for your country." Well, if all of you wealthy folks out there want to do something for your country, out of the sympathy and the love and the empathy and the compassion that this nation toots its horn about, well, pull your money together and fund national health care. And leave off just continually taxing the middle class and the lower class individuals. We've been taxed to death. Every time we turn around, tax, 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 tax. I know even those that say they cut taxes, somehow we still get taxed. It doesn't fail. We're constantly getting taxed. And then when I hear of the billions and billions of dollars being sent overseas to these countries to fund whatever, weapons, their programs or whatever, and we have the deficit that we have, are you serious? We want to police the world. We can't even take care of our own front and backyard here in the United States of America. I mean, look at the government now. They are in such a disarray and so opposed to each other. They're like a bunch of kids playing in a sandbox, throwing sand at each other. They're full of shit. They can't even open their mouth and tell the truth anymore. So, as I close this video, Let's just live as free people, live as free citizens of the United States of America, as conceived by our founding fathers and what they envisioned this nation could be. A more perfect union where justice is established, and we can pass that on to our posterity. I'm going to live as a free man. You make your mind up to do the same. A free man, a free woman, a free citizen of the United States of America. We're going to live by the Declaration of Independence, those self-evident truths of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, those inalienable rights that are contained in those self-evident truths, according to the laws of nature and nature's God, of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And I like to throw in justice, real equality. Let's do that. It's time to raise up. We've had a runaway government for far too long. And while I don't agree with everything President Trump has said or done, I believe in his heart. I want to believe this anyway. He's been trying to get the bit in the mouth and the harness on this runaway government. Especially when you see candidates now, such as Bernie Sanders, a socialist. Socialism never works. It'll never work in a free country. This nation was not conceived on socialism. It was conceived on life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness of the sovereign individual and the sovereignty of this nation. So I repeat those immortal words of John F. Kennedy. Do not ask what this country can do for you, but ask what you can do for your country. This is my little contribution to inspire you to live as a free man or woman, to be a true American. Till next time, God bless.